the starting line. Stephen Brindle looks like he got into the wall down there. Clear the starting line, y'all. Clear the starting line. So Alex Laughlin breaks the belt on the limiter for quite a while after the starting line.
Go back to the car.
I do believe that car has a parachute.
They won't let me.
They won't!
No way.
Is it illegal
it's
to?
Illegal, bro.
What's
What?
illegal?
The big chief, they won't let me. I'm only allowed a 2-inch wicker bill. That is it.
And is yours regulated to 2 inches? It looks smaller.
No, it's 2 inches.
2 inches?
That is
They
small.
tape measure it every single time. Some bitch 2 inches on the nose.
You can't take a weight penalty to have a downforce.
Nope. No DQ.
Can you put weight outside of the car?
I don't know. I don't know.
Gotta check the rule book. They'll probably say no. But hey, I've seen some crazy stuff, you know, on the street. You know, I don't know. But this is a different level. We're talking about professionals
Yeah,
here.
right.
You're racing amongst professionals.
Agreed.
You know what I mean? So
100%.
it's tough.
It's very tough.
Very tough. Well, good luck this
We
week.
had to make a
Hey.
change, man.
Have you raced in this elevation?
Yep, one time.
One time?
Sucked. Build and boost. Like I brought up on boost 3 times. All 3 were not epic fails, but they weren't where they needed to be. So we'll have to throw a little Kentucky windage getting that first bulb lit. I'm gonna start building boost at the burnout box and then slowly creep in.
What is the elevation here?
With the DA right now, we're like 8,300 feet.
So why does that affect turbos so much?
There's no air. There's no air. Once you get them lit, like once the turbo starts making power, making boost, you're good. Getting it to that level, to where it can, that's the struggle.
So
Because we don't have compression in the motor.
do you have to change in your tune, or you just change how you
change
stage?
the tune, and you know you can change converters to loosen it up and do everything you can, but there's just a whole formula. So you got to find something that, okay, this will kind of work, because if you show up and if we race here every time, then it's easier. We put a loose converter in it. We change the AR housings on the turbos. We change a whole bunch of stuff to be able to race it, but we don't. So we got to race at 300 feet below sea level, and then we got to race at 8,000 feet. So you got to find something that works. So we struggle.
And do you feel like when you go to stage, people are sportsman-like about
Negative.
the turbos?
Negative. I go in every time.
Or they
like,
take their
"They're gonna fuck me."
advantage. Yeah.
They're gonna fuck me. So I need to make sure that I'm ready for that
Yeah.
fucking when it comes.
So
You're
you're
not
like,
gonna fuck me. You're not
you're
gonna
like,
catch me
I'm
with my
building
pants
boost
down.
in the
That's
staging
right. In the
lanes.
staging lane before I even get in there.
Yeah.
And I catch me with my pants down. No way.
Oh man.
Theoretically, can you spray oxygen to bring up the boost higher? Since you kind of use nitrous.
No, you can't use. I never thought about oxygen. I never thought about that.
I don't know. I'm not an expert here, but
So here's the thing. Anything other than what the engine can produce itself is considered a power adder.
okay, yeah.
Anything. So we had a deal going with a guy that I met in Texas
Yeah.
that was doing a charged air with no turbo. I want you to think about that. It was compressed air. He had 2 tanks in the back. Compressed air. And it sealed the manifold off. And he had it on the cylinder and a dump valve. So it was on like a barrel valve. So the throttle actuated like a barrel valve. Okay, so if you only this much throttle, only put that much. You put that much, so on and so forth. Right?
Like a killer chiller. Hey, have you heard of that?
Stupid power.
Is it?
Because it
was
just forces the air.
Yes. It takes
It's
place
not
of
sucking it in,
these.
it's actually
So it
forcing
takes
air
place
into
of
it.
these turbochargers, and you can run it as naturally aspirated and get the weight break and everything. It was insane. So I thought to myself, well, let's seal this manifold off and use it. But they're like, listen, that's another power adder. So it's technically a power adder, so it doesn't make enough to pull the turbos off, put that and run it as a power adder. But as a naturally aspirated, it was badass, dude. I ain't never seen it like it. The guy was like an engineer from NASA. Okay? Oh, dude, so smart. The frickin' hoses were this big that plumbed in. It was the craziest looking thing.
You know what's funny? We were running a daily driver class. A guy shows up with a van with off a generator, a turbo thruster, and he would activate it off second gear, and it would just shoot him forward. And I thought, wow, you know, this guy is, you know, trying something new, you know, like, let's get behind it. The whole track was pissed off.
Oh, no.
Because, you know, we're talking about a rocket propel contraption on the back of the van.
Yeah, right?
And yeah, it didn't take off any faster than a normal car. So it's like,
It's more of novelty.
It's novelty,
right.
but I'm gonna look that up. Well, what's that system called?
I don't know what it's called. I took pictures of it. The guy actually has a website for it.
Do you know
He's
that
selling
website?
it commercially, or
He sells it as a commercially. You can buy it as a kit. You can buy this as a kit. And when you look at it, you're like, hey, no way, it's gonna work. And then you see the car go down the work track and you go, I got that thing works.
you're like, holy shit, I'm gonna buy that.
It works.
I mean, I never knock anything when I see it, because if it works, I wanna know. I wanna know how you're faster than me. You know what I mean? I always want to see the fastest guy, see what he's doing different. I want to do it and see what if I could replicate it. If I can't replicate it, then they're doing something way different that in the motor that is just beyond my financial
So
level.
what do divers filter tanks with? What do they call that?
The what?
The divers. Like if you're a deep sea diver, you fill your tanks with this. It's the same principle. It was the same principle, whatever he was doing.
It makes sense because there's lack of oxygen here,
Yeah.
so you're compressing air and shoving it. It's the same concept, but
Same concept.
Yeah.
different approach.
It was unreal.
Well, Shame Strange. Hey, you got some social media? You wanna
Yeah,
shout
right.
out?
You know, you can go to Strang Racing on Facebook. We're all over Facebook. You know, it's super important. That's our social media. We got Instagram. You can follow us on Strang Racing on Instagram. So we got that. Working on some TikTok stuff right now, guys.
Oh.
We're getting with it. So it's gonna be cool.
Follow James Strange Racing. This guy is doing big things. The California team's doing big things. James is part of the California. Well, there's no team here, but they're a team within a team, and you gotta follow this team. They have some crazy ideas on the West Coast that, you know, in the Midwest and the South, we never talk about this type of stuff openly. They want to keep it secretly, but it's like California does these like odd things to get ahead of the curve, you know, and
right.
try new things.
Of course.
And it reminds me of the 1960s when the California brought out these drag racing contraptions, but they're death traps, like actual death traps.
Yeah, right.
Going down the LA River banks and racing. Grease Lightning is a great example, you know?
Great example, man.
Gone in 60 seconds. California has a rich history. James Strange is part of that history. He's making history. Follow this guy. Give him a like.
Come follow me. Give me a like, man. We won't disappoint, baby.
down there, trying to keep it under control, and he... trying to keep it under control, and he does. James Strain gets the win.